Did you know that you were going to be the primary ball handler for this team at some point? I mean, everybody loved your defense and your energy, but was the plan in your mind to become the main point guard?
Yeah, no, I feel like that was like a point of emphasis coming in this year, of course, me being the primary. But I feel like at times, my past 2 years here, freshman and sophomore year, there were times where I was bringing up the ball and just had to be in that position. So just kind of each and every year growing and knowing that this year and maybe a little bit next year that I'll be the main ball handler and have to control things and control pace.
Coach has talked a lot about just the work that you put in during the off season to kind of take the leap you've taken this year. It's just, what have you seen translate the most from the work that you put in over the summer?
Just my consistency in my shot and just my better decision making in terms of kind of what's needed and just my pace. Honestly, finishing at the rim has been a point of emphasis for me, making sure I convert on those, in ones and many more. So I feel like that was like just a point of emphasis, going in there controlled and making the right read.
What does that look like? What does control crashing the board look like?
Kind of just attacking the rim and not like 100 miles per hour like I've been doing. I'd say like a little bit last year, just kind of not knowing where the basket was, just kind of just going in there. Just this year, just being more confident, staying on 2 feet if I don't have a shot, reading what's the next great pass to make.
Gino said that as good as Allie was when she had those 34 points, he thought the next game against Tennessee was really more of a turning point for her. So have you seen a difference in how she's played and how she's contributed since then?
Yeah, definitely. She comes in, I feel like she gives us a spark as well off the bench, and she's coming in confident. She knows what we need from her in terms of intensity on the defensive end, which is offensive end, making sure we're finding her in her spots. And the way she's aggressive, she comes in very aggressive, attacking the basket, and off her shot, you can't leave her open. So.
KK, what have you learned against the ranked teams that you've played, like Louisville and Tennessee and Michigan, etc.? The things that you're going to need to have when you go in the tournament. Last year you guys responded to those challenges. What have you learned from playing those teams this year?
Just how we need to respond to aggression. It's going to be an aggressive game. How we respond, whether that's on the rebounding end, how we control the pace to start off the game, and what we need to do to start off the game. I feel like that's been our big point of emphasis for teams like those, and just making sure that we come out and throw the first punch.
What did it look like for you to start thinking differently and not just push pace, but look for plays and look for players, and how the whole offense is developing for you?
Yeah, like I said, it takes a lot of film dissection as well. I feel like as well, just going into film, seeing different reads that needs to be translated onto the court, and just kind of just reps and practice. I feel like we go over a lot of situational things and just making sure that I'm making the right reads, and if I don't, then kind of just learning from that.
Are you finding that film on your own? Or are you having your video guy put it together? Is it with
just
coach?
film with Coach Tanya, or just film with Coach. Just kind of dissecting and just figuring out what right reads did I make and what right reads I didn't make, and just kind of learning from there, and each and every game getting better and better and trying to make the better reads.
You've scored in double figures in 4 of the last 8 and 5 of the last 10 games. Is it important for you at this point now to know that you have to score to be effective as a playmaker and get everybody else the ball?
Yeah, I just feel like I just need to come out aggressive, and whether that's at the basket or being aggressive and making the right pass. But I feel like that's been a point of emphasis coming out for me, just making sure that I'm being aggressive and making sure, those defenders who are guarding me know that, I'm one to worry about as well, and just kind of not letting just lackadaisical and just going from there. So.
You said when you first got here, you were kind of starstruck of meeting Gino throughout the whole process. What's your relationship now with him, now that you are running the offense and your responsibility is a lot greater?
Just kind of picking his brain, keep doing that. We have a lot of great conversations, whether that's just me going up, checking up on him, and just kind of picking his brain as to what he sees and what I need to grow from each and every game. Just kind of going from there. But like I said, the relationship between me and him have definitely grown, and it's kind of just great having that, kind of just going up there, chill with him, just to ask him questions, whether that's about him or anything. So.
Are you that you going out of your way during the week, going up to his office, just hanging out with him, versus in the game picking his brain?
Yeah, same type of thing. I feel like off days, making sure I'm going up there if he is, just saying hi, make sure he's hearing my voice. Just in the game, kind of just what he sees that I need to be better off of, whether it's in between plays during the free throw. Yeah.
What's it like watching film with him? Is he like how he is in practice? Is he relaxed? Is he sarcastic?
You get a little bit of everything. So a little bit of everything we watch film with him. So you get good, bad, ugly, sarcastic. Yeah.
How would you rate your job this year as a point guard? I mean, your turnover is actually down a little bit, even though you're the primary ball handler right now and you're making plays. You must feel good about that part of your game?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like past years I was a little bit, kind of uncontrolled. So just making sure that this year, like, if I do make a turnover, making sure I'm not making that read again, and just make sure I'm always calm. I feel like that's been the biggest thing. Make sure I'm always calm and not getting rushed or push pace.
You're somebody who's always played with aggression and hyper energy, and now you have to tone it down a little and be calm and make smart decisions.
Yeah, I just feel like that comes from a lot of like in practice situations that prepares me for in game situations that happen, whether that's players defending me hard, kind of guarding hard, whether that's through pressure. I feel like they do a great job, our practice players, of putting us in those in game situations, which helps, of course, translates into the game and just makes me automatically just calm down and basically say to myself, like, I've seen this type of situation before, and just how to go from there.
What did you feel like was your biggest takeaway from playing that game without Sarah the other day and not having Blanca either? Just kind of how did that, what did you guys learn from that experience?
Yeah, just make sure that we fill our board. I mean, she was a great voice on the bench as well. The things that she saw, the rebounding aspect, making sure that we're very aggressive on the boards and how everybody needs to crash, whether that's with Sarah or without. I feel like that was a point of emphasis, and I feel like that was the biggest thing, honestly, big presence just with rebounding things. So.
What was the reaction like in the locker room when Gino or Sarah told you guys that she wasn't going to play?
I feel like we've been in that position before where we have certain players out, so just kind of going from there and knowing what we're dealing with and who we have, just making sure that we're going out there with the same mindset. So.
Okay, how does playing with AZ make your job easier?
Just kind of when she goes off, or like she has been these past few games, it's just great to see and kind of putting her in spaces and spots where she can succeed at, whether that's me asking her questions like what play to run, different things like that. Just make sure, just give her room just to succeed, whether that's defensive, offense. And I feel like that's the biggest thing as well. Her aggression on defense creates for her offense well, and that pushes the pace for all of us.
It doesn't seem like your added offensive responsibilities have taken away from your defense. Will that always be part of your DNA? That's who you are. You're going to go hard on that side of the court.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like that gets me going as well on the defensive end, whether that's just a tip or a steal or anything. I feel like that's just automatically, that needs to be my energy intensity always on the defensive end, which will create for our offense.
One of the things that Izzy mentioned earlier in the year that she wanted to be a lockdown defender. What's your assessment of her defense this year?
Honestly, she's doing a great job. Each and every game she's building on it. But just the pressure that she puts on the ball, like she said, joking around like in media, I feel like, I forgot what game it is, but her defensive aggression that we have together, whether that's in practice or anything, you can kind of see it just growing and growing, and she's doing a great job of it.
What's it like for you to go out there and play defense with, oh my God, yes, Kaylee, with Kaylee? I mean, the two of you just bring energy. When you're out there on the court together, what does it feel like?
It feels great. It feels like we're adding a lot of pressure, but also too, like, it gives us a time to really like figure out how to communicate with each other on defense. I mean, we're very aggressive on the ball, whether that's figuring out where to go to trap with her, just different things like that. She creates energy for me. As I see her get aggressive on the ball, I'm like, all right, let me get at it. So.
You're from Wisconsin. How was the snowstorm compared to Wisconsin snowstorms?
It's a little bit different. I feel like I was just saying, like, last year we didn't get as much snow here. I feel like always in Wisconsin you're always getting like a good amount of snow where you have to figure out how to maneuver around. So I don't. Yeah, dang, we have Marquette. Dang, yeah, I don't know.
I remember when I was in Wisconsin in January, they have those big giant plows on the highway.
Yeah,
They're like a Zamboni.
It's no
They're
joke.
Huge, yeah.
I feel like that was the
Like
best
12
time.
inches is nothing.
Yeah, that was the best time of my life, like getting the notification, school's out.
But you gotta get like 2 feet before they close school.
Or icy roads. I mean,
Yeah,
either
yeah,
or.
yeah.
I don't wish that upon anything, but like I was just saying, like back in high school, it was the best notifications to get. So.
You guys saw in practice here, didn't you, during the snowstorm a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Get here early, make sure we're safe and sound, and get ready to practice.
You got a bunch of family coming to Marquette?
Yeah, very excited to see all of them. But yeah, we got Creighton tomorrow.
What did it feel like to be sitting down on the bench watching your teammates play in that game?
Yeah, it felt definitely weird. My first time sitting out. I kept wanting to run out with them, like after we broke down the huddle, but I feel like I enjoyed it. I kind of day off or game off, able to watch and see just a different look at the game. It was a lot of fun.
Did you see anything that you wouldn't have seen if you were in the game?
Like, I mean,
Did you notice anything different, I guess, from that perspective on the bench?
I mean, not really. I just knew what they were running. We were all on the same page, and I was there, kind of communicating, being like a coach-ish on the bench. So, yeah.
Gino says you've been dealing with some muscle tightness, soreness for it seems like a couple of years now, or not.
Yeah.
What was the discussion like with him in coming to the decision to rest Saturday's game?
I mean, yeah, I've been having some tightness in my calves, so decided it would be smart to kind of take a practice and a game off to get my legs back under me and just feel better for the next game.
Did you take Friday's practice off, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your reaction like when you came to the decision, like, okay, I'm gonna sit down? Was it hard to, like, you love playing, hard to
Yeah.
not, to agree to not play?
Yeah, especially during practice, like when they're doing all the drills and struggling, like I really want to be part of that and kind of help my team in whatever I can, but I mean, I had to take the rest and be better.
Do you feel better now?
I do.
What's it like playing with AZ? I mean, you two are a key part of the team. You know, what's it like knowing that she's there on the team?
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of fun playing with Daisy. She's a great player. I learned a lot from her. Well, yeah, I learned a lot from her, and I don't know, very smart, very easy to play alongside AZ. She makes the right reads all the time, so it's just a lot of fun.
You guys have been without Blanca for a few games now. Just kind of, what do you feel like is the biggest thing you guys miss not having her out there?
I would say, I don't know, her versatility. She does a little bit of everything on the court. So having her come off the bench, locking someone up defensively, posting up, shooting, come up the screens, just doing a little bit of everything is really kind of affected us. But, yeah.
What have you learned now at this level about rest and how important it is?
Yeah, it's super important. I feel like your body is kind of what keeps you going, especially in basketball, obviously. But just it's really important, like the nutrition and the post-practice, post-game recovery, sleeping, just all of that's really important.
Are you changing how you do post-game recovery now that you are at this level?
Yeah, for sure. Last year I barely like did the tubs and stuff, but like now I'm rolling out, stretching, focusing on what I'm eating, tubs, like everything, just trying everything out.
So what have you learned from the tougher tests that you've had this year, Notre Dame, Tennessee, etc., Louisville, that's going to help you when you get deeper into the tournament? What do you get? If you guys have a feel for what you're going to need to do when you get there, the way you did last year when you responded to the challenge?
What have I learned? I mean, going back to the Tennessee game, I feel like as a team, we learned that when we're not getting sped up by the other team and kind of taking our time and getting the shots that we want, we look like a whole different team. It's very hard to guard us when we're kind of playing at our own pace and seeing what we want.
Can you just describe KK as a point guard? What are your impressions of her?
Yeah, she's a great point guard. I mean, very high IQ. She has a lot of energy, and I feel like that kind of leads the team. That kind of gets all of us going when she's logging someone up on defense and transitioning to offense, getting us up and down the court really fast, which is really, really happy to have her.
How has she dealt with the transition? I mean, she followed some really great point guards here, but it seems like she's not felt the pressure of that.
I mean, I feel like she's transitioned pretty well. I feel like every year she's gonna continue to get better. Like she's gotten like a noticeable amount better than last year. She looks like a whole different player, new confidence in her. So it's just gonna continue to grow next year as well.
How is she leading off the court?
How's she leading off the court? I mean, she's vocal, kind of texting the group chat when something needs to be said, leading the huddles and stuff like that. Just, I don't know, anytime off the court, she's usually the one getting it started.
Did you know her a lot? Did you know her well before coming here?
I'm not gonna say well. I mean, we were teammates for 3-on-3. I think, I don't know how old I was, maybe. So I was pretty young. I mean, years ago, but that was the first time I met her, and that's when we kind of started building our connection.
Is she the same now as she was then?
No, yeah, she's the exact same. She's very energetic, yeah, loud, yeah, she's the same.
You say you've seen big improvements in her this year. Where, other than just confidence in running the offense, or is that the main thing?
I mean, I'll say that's one of the main ones. I feel like her pace, she's learning how to play at her own pace again, not kind of feed into the game speed and pull the team and kind of lead the team in what she wants and just being confident.
You watching the Olympics?
Curling, like when I'm eating breakfast or something like that.
Curling?
I mean, I don't really understand it, but yeah, that's cool.